Hello and welcome to episode 2, the premiere of episode 2, if you will, of From Dust Before It Settled, our IRONSWORN mini campaign here on Twitch. We're gonna go around and I'm going to scrutinize my ability to arrange the cameras in the frames, but we're gonna go around and we're gonna talk. Summer, how are you?
I'm doing really good. You all missed
Oh,
it.
cat's
There was a
out.
baby. Oh, there's a cat in here. There was a baby in here moments ago. Which he was a cute baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mako's now in here, which great.
Also a cute baby.
Love that. Mako. Okay. He'll come up here too. Everybody's just coming to say hi. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's been a week since I've been here. Less than a week. I was here last Monday, so
Yeah.
you know, I
A work
won't get
week.
too into detail because I'll do that on Monday. But for those of you who watch this and nothing else, hi, I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm doing just fine. The sky is green. I feel good about it.
Yeah, that's not great.
Normal. No, it's not
No.
great. It's not even good.
No.
It's not even
yeah.
fine.
It's
In
not
fact,
okay.
it is simply bad.
Sorry,
Yeah.
in my not based on what I know, when the sky is green, demons are usually falling out of a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty
Which is not
sure that a demon is about to fall through a hole in the sky and come in here and possess my body and play this game.
I'm happy to have them on the show.
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know whenever that happens. Or you might see it. I don't know. We'll see.
Besides the sky being green,
Yeah.
how's it going?
It's going good. We had masks this morning.
Mhm.
I drank some poisoned tea.
Nice.
Poisoned. I don't think it'll kill me. I told Lauren it was fine if it did kill me because I'm very used to dying on that show. So it should be fine. But yeah, offhanded comment about a snake. We're dealing with an old lady, can contest this, an old lady named Bertha. And somewhere around the early hour of today's episode, I said in our Zoom chat that she is giving me major like snake hiding in a people suit body vibes.
Okay.
Like Nagini
totally a
from
joke
Harry
because
Potter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally a joke because she's like this incredibly sweet woman
Sweet.
who's like the mother
Yes.
of this kind of troubled artist and
Yeah.
Mhm.
been nothing but nice to us.
It definitely was a joke, but then it very quickly became not a joke because Lauren said that the house kind of smelled like a zoo, but then when Kiana's character Irene was able to like put her finger on it, she realized it smelled like the reptile exhibit at the zoo. And in fact, she probably is maybe not a snake person, a snake in a human suit, but she is definitely a reptile in a human suit.
Reptilian in
that.
some form.
The last thing that she said to you this morning was
So
sorry. With hard S's.
Like
Ooh, not
None of us liked
and
it. But it was fun.
stab me with a poison needle, so that's great.
A poisoned
boy.
knitting needle. Good
Great.
God. Anyway, yeah.
Yup.
So that was really fun. Had a session 0 today. I'm really excited. I'm starting up 2 new campaigns tomorrow. I have an Illustrated
damn.
Awful Sea campaign in the morning, and then I have a new Urban Shadows campaign tomorrow night, which is what my session 0 was for. So I'm really excited for both of those. It's gonna be really fun. But yeah, this week kind of like both flew by and dragged by. Like the days felt long, the week felt short.
Yeah. We had this moment. I forget if it was while we were setting up for really playing games or during our intros, but you mentioned something like you would cook the thing or something.
I said I cooked meatloaf, and you said, wasn't that like 2 months ago?
Yeah, and you're like, it was last week.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn it was like multiple months prior.
Yes.
And no, it had actually just been like a week or something.
Yeah. Like
Time is a
week and a
construct.
couple days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's wild. Time is
Yeah.
just bonkers at this point. So
It,
what can
it
you do?
really is.
Yeah. Can you believe it's almost like it's mid-September?
No, don't
What?
don't do this to me.
I genuinely can't believe. I said something really ridiculous the other day. I was like, I was like, I can't believe it's already August. And somebody was like, no, it's fucking September, man. I was like, are you sure?
There's been a lot of that going around this year where people are like,
Yeah.
I can't believe it's March. No, it's August.
Yep.
Doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yep.
Every year is every month is precisely several years.
Yep.
I have been in
As evidenced by my
quarantine- I have been in quarantine for 191 days.
Yep.
Oof.
So that's
Yep.
fun.
Good times. Well, I am happy to have you here until you were replaced by a demon.
Nowhere else
whenever-
I'd rather be for my final hours as a human on Earth.
Absolutely. Love it. Kiana, how have you been?
I've been doing okay. Work has suddenly become very busy, which there's always a lull during the summer.
Mhm.
At my day job. Surprise, TTRPG is not my full-time thing. I have a 8 to 4 office job. But like the summer's usually a lull, but especially this year because we clients don't want to hire right now because of the pandemic. So it's been really quiet summer, and then suddenly September rolled around. It's like, hey, surprise, we need like 2 things due next week. Have fun. I'm like, fuck. Why? So there's been that, and we weren't able to play last week because it was my sister's birthday, and she and my brother-in-law and my nephew came to visit, which was very nice, but also meant that there was a baby sleeping down the hall, which role-playing from 9 p.m. to midnight is not ideal sleeping conditions. So I just got to spend time with baby, which was very nice. He's very cute. He's at the stage of talking where everything is just da 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 da, but in different intonation depending on what he is talking about. So he knows exactly what he's saying. And we're just trying to be like, buddy, yep. Which thing are you talking about here? But he does know some sign language. My sister and brother-in-law made sure to teach him pretty early so that, even if he couldn't talk, he'd be able to communicate basic stuff. So
It's so helpful.
He's very good at signing for more. And he
Shocking.
he likes his food, so it's a lot of more. Like more.
At least he knows what he wants.
Babies are so smart. They just don't have the muscles in their mouth to say the words.
They just
They
don't
know what you're talking about.
They don't have the words.
Well,
Yeah.
like talking is hard.
Talking
Talking
Yes.
is very complex.
Talking in English is very hard.
Yeah, but like
Like-
just speech in general is really
Yeah.
complicated. Like all the weird shit we're doing with our mouth and our vocal cords and all of that is very complex stuff.
Yeah.
I know Jess and I watch a lot of YouTube videos about dialect coach stuff and vocal training and whatnot, and every time we send each other one of these videos, it's just like, yes, all this, it's bullshit. there's so
fucking
much going
difficult.
on.
There's so much. Yeah, so that was good. God, I had a moment. Have you ever heard of the Baby Einstein series of like childhood development videos?
Einsteins?
Like baby Einstein.
Oh God.
So they're like
more.
little. They're like what educational videos for children, and like we had them when I was like a kid and when my brother was a baby. So like I have pretty strong memories of watching these things. It's like Shakespeare with a little dragon, and you do this whole like video about Shakespeare and Shakespeare plays with this little dragon puppet, or like here's baby Van Gogh, who was a little goat puppet. Would talk about the
Okay.
the paintings and stuff like that. So very much meant for like infants to toddlers, whatever. So one of the soothing videos for Jasper is one of these Baby Einstein videos for when they're clipping his nails. And I looked over and it was one of the really old ones, and I immediately had like that sense of like, what year is it? What the fuck in my brain? Because like immediately triggered that like, I don't know, like like 15 years ago me, like being like, what? They're very good videos. It was just like a moment where I was just like, I recognize that sound effects. That's really weird that I recognize that sound effect. I haven't heard it in like almost 2 decades. Here I am.
Yup. Yeah, Summer and I had that experience. I mean, we definitely had that with Putt Putt, but recently we were trading music videos and a Porter Robinson song came up that sounded like a DDR song. And so we looked up the DDR songs that we used to actually play, and it was just like this wash of nostalgia where I was like, why do I remember this? Fucking Summer sent me the song that she no-lifed on DDR, and I remembered every single word of the song, and I could sing along to it, and I was like, I hate that I still know this.
It's so good. It's so valid.
Oh god. Oh lord. Oof. Well, yeah, congratulations on the mindfuckery there. I'm glad you got to have some family time. I know that's a thing a lot of people are missing out on right now. So
Yeah, we're really lucky here to have some freedom with that, and they're technically part of our bubble. Like we get 10 people in a bubble, so they're technically part of it, so it's fine. But still nice to have. I remember the first time we were able to see each other after like 5 months, and I was just like, oh god, he's so much bigger now. Like it was just like
Yeah.
it was an actual like lifting, like picking him up. I was like, oh god. And he was just before walking, where before he was kind of just crawling. When I saw him again, it was just before walking. Like, Jesus Christ, what happened? Where did this baby go?
They just grow real fast.
They grow so fast.
They do. How you been, Jess?
I've been alive and stuff,
Fair.
like most of us. I have been playing a lot of IRONSWORN.
You have.
I also literally have another game that will be firing up in a couple of weeks.
Oh my
with some
god!
other people.
What does that put you at? 4, 5?
There's this one, there's ours, there's the one with Ethan, and I have one with Em and Julie because they were curious about it, and we like to find GM list things. So whatever that counts up to.
That's 4, yeah.
So I'm pretty familiar with the game.
Yeah.
At this point. I can also safely say not a single one of them is like the other.
Yeah. The system is surprisingly versatile. I'm really liking it.
It's been pretty fun. Yeah, like in general, it's nice that it gives you so much to work with right out of the box. Is what I've been finding.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Hakuoki is finished.
It's the end of an era.
we finished it like a couple weeks ago. And now we're on to a different game in the Saturday slot, and it does not feel real.
It's so... You started playing Hakuoki shortly after we met, or at least started streaming it. Obviously, you played it before on...
I played the
handheld?
original PSP version when it came out like 10 some odd years ago. When this remake landed on PC, I was like, I guess I could try streaming it and see if people don't hate this.
Yeah, you played Ys Origins, and then when you finished that, you started up Hakuoki, and I think that was the first Otome game I ever watched.
Probably. It was for many people.
Yeah, I was like,
in that chat.
Not entirely sure why I'm here, but I am, and I guess I'm invested now, and fucking 2 years later.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
That was 12 routes. That was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of game. And technically I didn't truly I didn't 100% it. That was only good endings.
Yeah. Oh god, it would have been so brutal if you'd done all endings. I would have died. It's like, let's do all the bad endings too. No, I'm just gonna cry in a corner.
Yeah, no, the good endings are, there are enough tears involved. I will finish those on my own at some point. So yeah, now it's Code Realize, which is steampunk literature characters like Van Helsing and Arsène Lupin, and so on.
Interesting.
And others. Yeah, there's a guy from like a Jules Verne novel, Impy Barbicane, which I didn't realize I'm not a Jules Verne reader, so the name was unfamiliar to me.
I mean, Jules Verne is weird.
Yes.
Jules Verne is so very specifically Jules Verne.
Yeah, I think I've read like Around the World in 80 Days and Journey to the Center of the Earth, and that was pretty much it when I was a child.
I watched Nausicaa and the Secret of Blue Water, which is the closest I've gotten to consuming Jules, or not Nausicaa, Nadia, which is it's an vague adaptation of 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or however many thousand leagues.
That's the other one I have also read / watched things of, which I think most people are familiar with that either by osmosis or whatever.
Yeah, everyone has heard of Captain Nemo, even if they don't understand who that is or
exactly
what literary meaning might go with that name.
Yes.
And I mean, there's also a terrible Journey to the Center of the Earth movie, like 10 years ago, whatever.
There was and there's like an ancient anime from Toei that was Around the World in 80 Days that the main character was actually Puss in Boots from a different Toei adaptation of Puss in Boots, which I definitely remembered watching as a child. And you want to talk about the weirdest old shit. When I see that still exist, I'm like...
back when anime was just the Wild West.
That was a very, very bad dub.
Oof. You've also been playing a lot of Dragon Age, which I've been
every
picking
night
up
I'm
on.
not playing. Yeah, every night I'm not playing Otome games. I'm playing Dragon Age. Hence, no thoughts, only Dragon Age. That's all I'm doing right now.
It's been interesting for me because you're playing Inquisition and I never played Inquisition. I played Origins and 2 and Awakening, but I played them pretty much when they came out, and then never again. And I am a markedly different person from the person I was when I played those games. And watching you play Inquisition, there's like interesting, cool stuff happening in there, but also there's a lot that has not aged particularly well in terms of narrative and game stuff. And it's been really interesting that, like, however long ago, I would have just not picked up on any of that at all. I would have just been like, yes, I dislike these characters. I don't know why I dislike them, but I know that I don't like them. And now I'm like, no, fuck these fascists.
Yeah, it's well, the game came out in I think 2014.
Right.
So it's it's like 6 years old at this point. And there's definitely, like, for its time, I think it was pretty solidly ahead of the game in terms of some of the things that it has in representation and stuff.
Yeah.
But in 2020, when we are all the way we are, there's a lot of stuff in there that stings a little.
When we've been steeped in the dumpster fire for the past 5 years.
Yes.
It's all a lot more obvious.
Yes. Everyone in chat wants to murder every single Templar we come across, and I have to be like, stop. Most are bad, some are not. Let's slow down.
You gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Yeah, the chat death panel has been real on that.
Yeah, wow. Everybody just wants to murder everyone. I don't play Dragon Age that way. I just want to be nice to people.
That's fair. It's a hard franchise to be nice in.
I cannot do the asshole Inquisitor run. People have done it. I don't know how. I don't want to.
But it's also been interesting because, like, I'm seeing places where playing those original games informed some of the world building I did for this setting that we're playing in. Which it's all very loose. It's more tone stuff than it is actually cribbing anything from the Dragon Age setting, but it's been interesting being like, oh, I see where I took a bit of an idea here, which is always interesting, because when I first made this setting for a home game, I was very intentionally cribbing from like 5 different sources all at once, and I didn't care because it was never going to be a thing that other people saw. And it ended up growing into its own thing, which is usually how that goes. But it's interesting seeing some of the more unintentional influences when I had such obvious intentional things coming in. So yeah. And as for me, I live in a land of smoke. That's my update. It's all smoke. It's all smoke all the time. It sucks. I feel nauseous constantly. I'm not a fan. But we're here, and I'm excited for this. I'm excited to play a game. So do we want to do that? Shall we?
Sounds like we should.
No, I think we should end the stream.
I mean,
sorry, that was my demon talking.
Oh, hello, welcome. Honored to have you on the stream. All right,
People
okay.
Wow.
Well
then.
I'm gonna just do some recap for the previous session, which was also the first session, so if you're new here, you're not missing much. Don't worry. In the previous session, the party arrived in a small town that I don't think we named, and I'm okay with that. They arrived in a small village, and this is our second premiere because I didn't update the text for the tweet that said it was our premiere. Hey.
Oh, and now you have to say every single episode is our premiere. You know you have to do that now, right?
It's the premiere of the 3rd episode.
Yep.
That just means I'm gonna have to air reruns of the show, and I don't want to do that.
It just makes everything sound fancier when you say
does.
premiere.
Yeah, they do premieres of sequel movies all the time.
You want to be
Anyway.
really wild. This is the world premiere.
They arrived in this village,
fucking hell.
and they
The
spooked
world goddamn premiere.
I'm just gonna mute Discord. No. They arrived in this village and spooked everyone in the tavern because they're all spooky people. A ranging hunter burst into the tavern, exclaiming that their hunting party had gone missing. That as a blizzard was building outside, that their hunting party had gone missing. They had left to gather firewood as the group settled in for camp. When they returned to camp, no one was there. And there were no tracks to indicate where they had gone. And so, worried that something magical had happened, they rushed back to town to gather people for help, for like a search party. But with the blizzard building up, there wasn't much interest in that, and people were advising against it. I think I had some names for some characters, but frankly, I don't... Oh, I think it was Aurora was the woman who said, no, don't do that. And then the barkeep as well, who was Freg, I think. Both were like, nah, don't. And Fana, this huntress, was like, please, someone help. And the party was like, we'll help. And not specifically was like, we'll help if you give me your blood.
Okay, she didn't say it like that.
That's how it came across. Due to some unfortunate rolls, Fana was not a super big fan until Virulin stepped in and sort of smoothed things over, and got the party into Fana's good graces. The 4 of them left with not intermittently being a bird and not a bird, being with the party and not with the party. Much confusion was had on Fana's part. As they journeyed through this blizzard, Verlin got separated from the rest of the group, and instead of returning to the trail of her companions, followed a trail of torn clothes and furs, and discovered a twisted, no longer human creature that bellowed not like a person and not like an elk, but like some weird, monstrous combination of the two, and had bloody antlers protruding from its forehead. Had a fight with this creature as Ash and Fauna pressed on to make camp, and Not went to look for Verlin. Verlin was pretty severely injured in the fight, but managed to kill the creature, and in landing the killing blow, a mark appeared on the back of her hand of 3 interconnected spirals with a line through the center of them, dividing them. And I think that's where we left off. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think
Okay. And Not, we're going to start with you. You had just seen another of these creatures, not far, that was responding to that bellow before you had flown on, and you now arrive in the sort of lee of the wind amongst the trees, seeing Verlin, blood spread bright across the white snow, standing sort of hunched a little bit over this slain creature. What do you do?
Yeah, she lands and immediately turns into a person. Kind of like, it's like she's like changing already mid-run, so she's like kind of swooping so she doesn't lose that momentum as she kind of runs up to Verlin, and immediately, I think, and if you're okay with it, Kiana, because I think this is something that you would do before, starts like immediately touching your arms and like looking all over you to see where you're hurt. Because she sees the blood everywhere, right? So she's like already like picking up your arms and like looking at the undersides and like kind of circling you pretty quickly, trying to figure out where you're like bleeding from or where you're injured.
Yeah, there's a pretty obvious big old gash in her stomach area, which is making her blue robes turn purple.
This isn't good.
No, we should get going. There's, and I think it's kind of like rolled back a little bit, wincing.
No, we have to do something about this. Here, you aren't in any condition to travel, and the others are pretty far.
No, we shouldn't stay too long here. I don't know how many of those things are around.
We'll be fine for a moment. And I'm gonna try and help somehow heal.
I believe there is a heal move.
Yeah, I think so. Aid my ally, is that right?
Nope.
No, heal. There's actually heal. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So roll with wits. If you're mending your own wound, roll with wits or iron, whichever's lower. Okay, here we go. Doing it.
I was just about to launch into the Katamari Damacy thing, which is not appropriate here. Oh, a weak hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, my Roll20 is not updating. Let me refresh. A weak hit. So, on a weak hit, what happens?
If you or the ally have the wounded condition, you can clear it, and then you can take or give up to 2 health. But I also must suffer -1 supplier, -1 momentum.
Okay.
I'll take the momentum loss.
All right.
So, and you can clear a wounded condition if you have it, and then heal up to 2 health.
I don't believe you have wounded yet, so you can just take the 2 health. What were you at before?
2.
Great! You're almost back to full health.
Yeah. So.
What does this look like?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. So I think that Not reaches into her bag, and I'm just picturing how birds hoard like shiny things and
Mhm.
like I just like I like the idea, especially for their nests. They like hoard things that they think are going to be helpful in building a nest. And so I like to imagine that her bag is essentially just like a nest worth of stuff. But it's all shiny or pretty or helpful in some way. And I think she reaches into her bag and she pulls out a spool of this like golden thread. And
Mm.
she literally uses it to like stitch your wound closed, just to stop the bleeding. So it's got this like really pretty, like like golden line across your side. And I think that her hands are really fast, like probably a little bit supernaturally fast. Kind of like hummingbird wings as she's moving. So it's painful, but it's bearable because she's moving so quickly. Um, yeah, and I think it only takes her maybe 5 or 10 minutes at the most. And then she kind of puts the rest of the thread, like she breaks the thread with her teeth and then puts it back in her bag and pulls out another like pretty like ribbon that's got like some kind of like intricate weave design on it and kind of wraps you up really quickly. Yeah, it looks more like a fashion statement than a bandage, but it does the trick. And she kind of just like looks at it and nods. And I think if everybody's cool with this, I think she licks her fingers clean, like from the blood, just like a casual thing.
I think Berlin's fine, and I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. I'm like,
Yeah. And then she kind of nods and goes,
thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You should get back to the others.
Right. I think she's gonna kind of like stand up again, look down briefly at the work, and then look around. I'm concerned about others.
I think from the body for Lynn, you hear like a moaning, not like zombie moaning, but like, you know when someone has an incredibly bad fever and they just have like those shivers and the uncontrollable vocalizations. It's like that. This sort of just expression of intense pain and discomfort. But it sounds sort of like echoey and distant. Does not hear this.
I think at this point, Verlin kind of looks over to Nott. I'm gonna take a quick look.
Well, make it very quick. And she'll stand kind of guard, her eyes darting around, making sure that because she did see that creature, but I think she doesn't want to scare Verlin or like draw more attention to themselves, if that makes sense. So Nott's intention here is to get Verlin away and go around the animal back in the way that the rest of the party is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so she's getting closer to the thing. She's pretty sure that she killed it, quote unquote, or she, incapacitated enough that is not too much of a danger.
Yeah.
But she knows that this thing is a warped spirit, or it was, and she wants to know if that spirit kind of started to come undone or unwound, basically, from the vessel that is the body.
Yeah, it's definitely detaching, I think. Why don't you gather information to see if you can get more definite information?
Okay. Me trying to think, trying to find where to do that. There it is. Gather information. Maybe all that. Weak hit.
Hey! Alright. So on a weak hit, what happens?
The information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger.
Yeah. I think it's
I
going to
get +1
complicate.
momentum.
I think it's complicating your quest, probably.
Mhm.
And let me tell me if this sounds good and interesting to you. I think the spirit itself has been twisted into something else. In sort of like visually, I'm imagining like bones that are like actually twisted into shapes that aren't bone shapes anymore, sort of like just the form of this thing is fractaled into something else, but there's enough of that like human core left that like the spirit of the person is damaged but not like unrecoverable, if that makes sense. In terms of like helping this person go on past the veil. But that means that these things, like, they're not just monsters. They're monstrous people.
Great. Cool. Yeah. So I think she gets right up and over this creature. She's watching the spirit. And I think she's just, can you hear me?
I think the only response you get is just, it hurts.
And I think at this point, Verlin will kneel down. I know.
What am I? Who am I?
You were a crow. I don't know what you are now, but something else twisted your very being.
I feel too many, and yet too few.
Can you reach out towards me?
What are you trying to do here? What's your intent?
I'm trying to pull the spirit away from the vessel, essentially.
Okay.
I don't want this thing to be stuck here right now.
Yeah.
Can I hear Verlin's side of the conversation?
Are you speaking out loud, Verlin?
Yeah, Verlin's speaking out loud.
Yeah.
She talks out loud, which is part of the reason why people
I think I'm used to this, right?
Yeah, like you hear me talking to like
Spirits
talk to ghosts, talk to spirits, just
Yeah, you talk to Ash all the time.
I think I'm gonna come over just to kind of look at the body as well while Verlin's having this conversation.
Yeah, you can see this thing. It's mostly humanoid. You can see the fingertips are red with blood, where it like tore its own clothes and armor off. And then there are the antlers that seem to have like erupted out of the forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Notch is gonna listen to what Verlin is saying.
yeah.
Like, looking up at her, like like wide-eyed like a child, pretty much, like excited, like kneeling next to her new best friend.
Yeah, so essentially, Verlin's practice is to basically talk to a spirit, and if they're willing to go, or if they're willing to walk, like she literally has this physical ritual that includes actually physically walking with the
Mm-hmm.
spirit to get it to move on, or to move to a new place.
Mm.
And per- there are times where a spirit gets stuck in a vessel when it's not supposed to, which is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or a different spirit gets attached into a vessel. Like, if you're getting haunted, that's essentially what that is. And so she's just trying to basically invite the spirit to come in and try to reach out and touch her. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and although they're on an outside perspective, it would look like Verlin's touching nothing. It is
Mm-hmm.
essentially metaphysically inter- interacting with this thing.
Is the thing still alive? Like, is that clear as I get close? It's definitely dead.
It's real dead. I think you like cut it in half or something.
Yeah, I
if remember
did.
correctly.
I cut it in
So
half.
It's real dead.
It's super dead.
But I think Verlin, you ask if it can reach out to you, and I think it does sort of like lift. You can like see this ghostly twisted shape lifting up out of the body, but it's like trying to shove a square peg through a round hole, right? Like it's rattling against itself as it extracts out. And I think even not, you can see like the limbs judder a little bit as the spirit yanks on places where it's too like connected where it shouldn't be. But it does come free.
And I think Verlin like kind of like very carefully reaches out and just like places a finger on what would be its shoulder, I guess.
Which hand are you using?
I'm using my left hand.
Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Right hand is very solidly on Bastion right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
How's Bastion doing with all this? What's the vibe Bastion's giving off?
Not great. Bastien has like, so you come from an order of people that go and find weird magic shit and then use it to your own ends. And Bastien is like, there are some things that we do not touch. Like, there are some things that we just leave where they are, and whatever thing this is, it's one of those.
Okay.
So Bastien is like more than a little on edge.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think when you touch it, you, like, the hair on your arm stands up, and you can feel this, like, electrical sensation, like a mix between touching a light socket and the sound of nails on a chalkboard, just screeching together as you make contact with this thing. But it doesn't harm you.
It's just incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that she does let go with that. But she keeps her hand close to this. Do you remember what happened to you?
I remember a camp. I remember clearing out the cave. And then...
A cave?
And then screams. And pain. I felt so hot. I felt like I was on fire. Like there was something in eating its way out. Was it me? Was I the one eating my way out?
A part of what is now you, I think.
I heard a voice.
A voice.
It said we were broken. And so it would break us more. It said it was what we deserved.
No one deserves to have their very essence twisted into something it is not, especially without consent.
Was I not always like this? Is there a time I was someone else?
From what I know, yes.
I see. Is this all there is?
There's a place where we should be going. I don't know if you are in the right state.
Well, if there's nowhere for me to go, what do I do? Why have you done this to me? I could have stayed.
I didn't know what you were. And it seemed like you didn't either.
I still don't know what I am. I haven't
And
made
I'm still
anything
figuring it
better.
out too.
You're gonna leave me here. Is that it?
I need to know how to untwist you first.
Berlin, I don't mean to interrupt.
I think during this entire conversation, Berlin's gaze has been kind of hazed over, like not quite there. But it kind of comes back into focus. She doesn't look away, but yes, not.
Could I just have some of their blood? Sitting very patiently, hands in her lap. Just a drop, but they have to be willing. And maybe I could help.
Yeah, Berlin's
Who is that? Who are you talking to? Who's there?
a friend. The two of you on different sides of a coin right now. I bridge that.
I could help them, Berlin.
My friend is versed in such magics that I think might be at the core of what made you. She would need a drop of your blood, though, to learn more. Yep. Here we go.
I think that's gonna take a compel.
Okay.
How do I help? How can I do that?
You can help by aiding. How are you helping? What are you doing to help?
Well, I guess if they can't hear me or see me, then I really can't. Yeah, if they
Fair
can't
enough.
see me, I can't really say anything. Yeah, I guess.
All right. You gonna compel?
Yep. Let's go.
There's so many moves, it's hard to find them.
Yeah, it's under relationship moves.
Oh,
You got this.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is it. What is? I'm not threatening. I'm charming. So that's hurt, which I'm actually
Yeah.
not bad at.
Yeah, you're pacifying or convincing, I think.
Yeah. Strong hit.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
So on a strong hit, what do you got?
On a strong hit, you'll do what you want or show what they know. I take +1 momentum.
Nice. All right. If it'll make a difference, then fine. Anything but this.
I'm sorry that you walk in purgatory. And I think that like Verlin kind of like gives like a side nod over to Not.
A side knot.
She gets excited really quick.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, blood.
Yeah, she loves
Good.
it. Yeah, and she's gonna go ahead and just take a. She only needs a little bit, but she's gonna put her hand in the blood.
Yep.
And dig into her bag, and she has a bunch of little stones and like shells and a bunch of like strange little trinkets that have all been carved in this like. I guess you would assume it's an imaginary language that only Not can understand because she's the one who made it up. And then she just kind of like rubs her hands like all over them to kind of coat them in this blood.
Great.
And then she lays down a little blanket and she's gonna throw the rocks down, all of the stones. And basically I just gather information, but I get to roll with heart instead of wits.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
And what are you trying to learn here?
Okay, so when you take a drop of blood from a willing subject, not myself, and cast the rune carved stone, roll plus heart. On a strong hit, you read the runes to gather information about the subject and the people close to them, including insight you and the subject have no knowledge of. So
Dope.
neither of us have to know what's up, which is cool. So hopefully it goes well. And on a weak hit, as above, but the answers are revealed only with extra time and focus, and I have to suffer momentum if I want the same answers.
Okay.
So here I go. I'm just gonna roll heart, just straight heart.
Do it.
Strong hit. Awesome.
Hey! All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
So I just get information about them and people close to them, including insight you and the subject have no knowledge of.
Yeah, I think they're... what has been done to them has wounded them. I think Verlin could probably roll a heal check on this thing to try and get it back to what it was. But also, I think you get a vision. I think you get a vision of a hand, a gauntleted hand, carving a shape into a tree. And that shape sort of looks like it's like a V, but with a line through the middle, so that it ends up looking sort of almost like a deer head or a goat head or something along those lines. And then you hear in the distance people screaming in pain. And then the vision cuts.
Yeah, I think what Verlin would see was not staring at the stones and kind of the way that they were laid out, the way that they fell. And then slowly she goes and she picks them up in a very particular order, like stacking them kind of perfectly in her hand before she puts them in her bag and then folds up the cloth and puts it back in her bag as well. And she looks at you and she goes, I think you should be able to heal them or help untangle them if you try. There's more, but I'm not sure exactly what it means yet.
Right. And her eyes kind of glaze back over as she's looking back to the spirit. I think I can try to straighten you out a little bit. I can't promise it'll work. This is the first time that I've come across someone like you in the state specifically, and each spirit is unique. But I can try.
Please. Anything but this. Don't leave me like this.
If it doesn't work, then my friend and I, we will try to find the right answer. And I'm gonna do that.
Can I
don't.
aid
What
because
am
of
I?
my vision?
I'd be down for that.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah.
she's doing some weird magic bullshit. If you want to
Yeah.
do weird magic bullshit to help, just say what weird magic bullshit you're doing, and we'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna break off one of the antlers
Oh, sick.
and take it. Specifically, she's only breaking off a tiny piece, about like this big, off of one of the like hooks.
Yeah.
And she's gonna put it in her bag, and it's going to be added to her runes.
Okay.
She'll carve it later, but she takes things like this to be part of it. But now she's kind of has a more personal connection with this person. Obviously, she saw a peek into what's going on.
Yeah. So you roll to secure an advantage, but Verlin will get the benefit of a hit instead of you.
Okay. So, okay, and then this is a question I had, because I don't understand what this means. Okay, so in my divination, when you take a
Yes.
drop of blood from a willing subject, blah, 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 it says, including insight you and the subject have no knowledge of. If you do, add +1. Does that just mean that, do I just get a +1 to my next roll?
Hold on. Can you...
It's under my assets.
Yeah, here we go. Read the runes to gather information about the subject, including insight. Yeah, it's that you would have gotten +1 on your gather information, I believe.
Okay.
Yep. So
But-
you... Oh, I see what it is. You roll
Okay.
plus heart,
Yeah.
and then you would also roll gather information afterward, and you get a +1 on that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I just, the wording on that was
I'm
weird.
fine to let it ride from here, though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I will go ahead and roll to secure an advantage. I think this is with wits. It seems expertise and insight
Yeah.
to me. Opportunity.
Ooh.
that good?
Ooh. That's very good.
Is that good? Is that a good roll?
Yeah, so when the challenge dice match, that means
Mhm.
something extra happens. If it's
Cool.
a miss, that means it's extra bad. If it's
Yeah.
a hit, that means it's extra good.
Hey.
So this is a strong hit with the matching challenge dice.
Yeah.
So I think usually on a strong hit,
I get to choose if I want to take momentum or take control.
yeah, a +2 momentum or +1 bonus. I think because Verlin's getting the benefit here, the idea is that you give the +1. And I think we'll see what this extra stuff is based on the result of Verlin's roll. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
All right, +1.
Yes.
Okay. Wits +1. Strong hit.
Yay!
Yeah. So I think what does it look like for you to heal this thing?
I think again, it's this physical interaction with something that isn't physical. at least to the living world. But Not sees Verlin's hands kind of pressed to the contours of this person. And I think for those in Verlin's eyes, you see the hand just kind of start again, the left hand start moving across the shoulders and then down to the chest, and you can see Not can see this glow behind the eye patch, which usually happens when Verlin's tapping into magic and energy this way, but this is especially strong as she's basically just shoving her hand into this spirit where the heart would be, and kind of just holding it before pulling down as if sculpting with one hand a form and kind of massaging out any knots or twists that shouldn't be there, reforming from the inside out this body. And she doesn't know what it looks like. She doesn't know what the original spirit or person looks like, but she's just letting the natural flow of it guide her hand. And she does this from heart down to the arms and then down the torso and towards the legs and then back up, and the head is last as she settles it into place. And then when it's done, when this person is back to being normal, is her hand kind of settled on the cheek. And
yeah, and I think it unfolds back into the form of a person, a young man, and I think his hair is sort of like feathers, like black crow's feathers, and he looks at you with newly human eyes. Thank you. I remember now. He looks at his ghostly hands. I'm Goran. I am Goran.
Goran, will you take a walk with me?
And he looks past you to where Not is, even though she can't see him. Thank you both. He stands up.
Just a short few steps.
There's another name here. It's not mine. I think you should have it. It's an echo of some kind. Its name is Gravis. It's angry. He looks at your hand where the mark is, and then just nods. And he'll walk with you.
Yeah.
And I think before we cut to our break, we briefly cut to Ash as he and Fauna arrive at the mouth of this cave. And Ash, you get a shiver down your spine, but it's a feeling of warmth, which you're not necessarily used to, and you almost feel as if you feel your heartbeat. And that's where we're going to cut to our first break. So we're going to step away for about 10 minutes, and when we return, you're going to find out how things are going for Ash and Fauna as the blizzard reaches its peak. See you soon. Hello, and welcome back to the second hour of episode 2 of From Dust Before It Settled. And I have realized that I forgot we haven't concluded the journey track yet. So, Jess, before you arrive, presumably at this cave,
Sure.
could you conclude the Track to the Crow's camp progress track on the group tracks?
What did I
Oh
tell
my
you?
god. Oh my god. Okay, so you had 9 progress, and I was like, it's unlikely anything complicated is gonna happen. Okay, so what happens on a weak hit? Oh my god.
Did I not tell you exactly what happened?
You did. I love that you got an 8 and a 10, so it's like just under. It's just on the cusp of a full miss.
For the uninitiated, I have a very special curse when it comes to dice.
Yep. Okay, adventure moves. Reach your destination. On a weak hit, you arrive but face an unforeseen hazard or complication. Envision what you find, or ask the oracle if unsure. So yeah, you do arrive at the cave, and you feel this, like, warm shiver. What do you do? What happens?
That's concerning, but he's just going to shake that off and not say anything because he doesn't know Fauna very well.
Yeah.
But if she's on the ball, she might notice that he sort of pauses a bit longer than is normal before picking up the pace again.
Is everything okay?
It's fine. Just thought I heard something. We should keep going.
The cave was just up ahead.
Good. Follow your lead.
And she'll lead you a couple more yards to the mouth of this cave. And it's sort of like with the haze of the limited visibility of the blizzard, it's almost like a mouth opening before you as you draw closer to it.
Just a hole of darkness opening up, and it's the white.
Yeah.
As they get closer to the cave, he will draw his blade just to have it at the ready, and start to take the lead a little bit, just to make sure to protect her as they step inside or close to the mouth of the cave.
Okay.
Intending to get out of the worst of the storm at least, to before they can regroup and decide what to do.
Yeah, you can see a bundle of just dropped firewood here at the entrance of the cave, presumably from where she left it.
Amongst our supplies, he's going to pause and probably light something to get a torch going so that they can actually see in this place. But he'll hand it off to her if she'll take it.
Yeah. She'll take it, and I think she's got a hatchet in her other hand just in case. But she starts calling out names to see if anyone calls back. There's no response.
Cool. So this was essentially where they had camped out inside of this cave?
Yeah.
All right.
What unforeseen hazard or complication do you find here?
That's a very good question for the Oracle.
Or would you like me to... Yeah, I was going to say, would you like me to stab you? Yeah, you begin entering into the cave, and she's calling out names. Goran? Tella? And as you step forward, your own shadow cast across the walls from the torch behind you, you see a hunched figure toward the back of the cave.
Okay. If she's moving deeper in, he's going to put an arm out to stop her upon noticing that, and kind of point with his chin in the direction of what he sees.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
As your eyes adjust, you can see discarded bits of equipment and clothing across the cavern floor. And Fauna calls out again, Tella? Tella, is that you? And you see the creature, like, its shoulders shudder a little bit. But it tilts its head.
Does it look even remotely like a person?
It does. It looks like a hunched over naked person. As you get a better look, you're starting to see the shape of these antlers in front of it. Almost, you would assume, as if it were wearing like a headband or something.
Sure. Is that your friend?
Fauna's going to try and step out in front of you.
He's kind of going to keep level with her if she wants to advance, because he's got his sword ready to... He will jump in the minute something goes awry.
Yeah. And I think Fauna kicks a rock, and it skitters across the floor, like in the course of her walking, not intentionally. It skitters across the floor over by the creature, and it immediately, one hand against the cavern wall to push itself, turns and starts toward you a step or two, and you see the twisted, scratch marked form of this creature. Its eyes pure white, and it stops. It's just hard to tell where it's looking, but it darts its eyes to the fire and then back to the two of you.
Yeah, he's the moment it got up off the ground, he's positioned himself in front of Fauna again and has the blade out at length to keep it at sword's reach. Stay there. State your name.
And it just screams at you.
Cool.
It's the only word it knows.
Awesome.
And it takes
to attack.
It takes another starting step and then pulls backwards, as if it's testing you.
Doesn't budge. But he also doesn't lower the sword.
And then you hear a return call behind you.
Oh boy. That seems bad.
And as Fauna turns to look and swings the torch away, it's going to lunge at you. What do you do?
Okay. The one that I was facing off with lunges, or something else?
Tella lunges.
Okay.
Or what was Tella.
Sure. Gonna defend, I guess. Effectively, try to push it back. He's not going to try to kill it in one strike. Let's put it that way.
Do we want to enter the fray?
I guess we probably should.
Okay.
Let's see.
I forget what we made these before. I think it was a dangerous foe. Was that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there will be two of them.
Cool.
Sorry.
I hope you guys get back quickly.
And if you are you facing off against your foe? You're definitely not moving into position against an unaware foe. So are you facing off or are you ambushed, do you think?
I mean, he was ready for it. So I'd say facing off.
Okay.
Let's see. My heart doesn't suck, so that's something. Pardon me as I check real quickly.
For each one?
I think.
Okay, so probably facing off against Tella and then ambushed by the other one, I think would make sense.
Sure. All right. I was just checking really quickly to see if my assets gave me anything cool for this.
Mm-hmm.
They will when we fight. Ah!
Ooh, fuck. Another 10 and an 8. Okay.
This is episode 2, is it not?
It is. I'm scared. Don't talk to me. Okay, mark. Make a mark on your failure track for the miss.
All right. It's fine.
And then on a miss, combat begins with you at a disadvantage. Pay the price. Your foe has initiative.
I'm gonna guess that it just came at him faster than he was expecting it could move, because it's human-like. Are they just quicker and nastier than the average person?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's what happened to Verlin too. It just it gets into your guard before you bring the shield to bear, yeah, and I think you take some damage. So
Great.
You'll take two health of damage.
Ha! Cool.
And then you get to endure harm.
Great.
And do you have did you go with the armored asset?
No,
Ironclad? Okay.
I have a shield.
Cool.
Which means I need to face danger and use my shield as cover.
Okay. And when you clash, you get bonuses. Okay. Cool.
Yes. So when I can come back around from this, I can do stuff. All right, endure harm. That seems fine.
Can we set up 2 broken crow tracks in the group tracks? Somebody?
Should we just clear out the one that already?
Yeah, we can clear the existing one and then add a second. We can name the second one Tella, since we know what its previous name was.
There we
That'll
go.
help us keep him.
All right. I will endure harm, and which is greater? My iron is greater.
Your iron
My
is
health.
greater?
Uh-huh. I'm at 2
Okay.
health.
Wait, how are you down to 2 health? When did you lose?
I lost one when we were going through the blizzard.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is fine.
Interesting.
Okay.
When lament finish, change to 1
opportunity.
health.
Yeah.
I have much momentum, so I am going to do that and be at 3 health instead.
Yeah. Opportunity. I think actually, maybe we can say that you just take no damage here.
Okay.
As the thing. It
Just
gets with,
shakes it all off.
yeah, like it gets into your guard. But I don't think. I think maybe it gets close and then you just punch it out of the way.
Yeah.
So it only like scrapes across your armor.
Yeah.
Before bouncing off of the cavern wall. And at this point, you can take stock of this second thing that is ambushing you, if we want to enter the fray for that one.
Sure. Yeah, I think it sort of puts him a little bit briefly on the back foot, but he basically gets it out of his face very quickly.
Yeah.
And we said this one is ambushing, right?
Yeah. Not a witty boy?
No,
Not a witty
even
boy.
A little. Not even a little.
Yeah, and I think you punch the first one off and it like hits the side of the cave and you spin to sort of put yourself in space to guard against both. And the second one just bull rushes past Fauna and is gonna take you to the ground.
Ow. All right. Cool.
And I think that's the consequence. I don't think you're taking damage. I think you're just like knocked to the ground by this thing.
Sure. Yeah. Which that tracks, because in that instance, his concern would have been making sure that it didn't go for Fauna because it was in front of her.
Yep. Okay, so you clatter to the ground. This thing doesn't get it doesn't get a hold on you. It sort of rolls off. but like both of them are bearing down on you. What do you do?
Yep. All right. Well, he's gonna make sure his arm slid back into his shield and sword in hand and roll back up to his feet and I don't know, turn to the whichever one is nearest and try to deal with it. Where is Fauna off to at this moment though? Because his biggest focus is going to be also making sure that he's got them on him, not on her.
Yeah, I think she's closer to the mouth of the cave, and she's scrambling with her bow to get it ready.
Okay.
She's clearly like she's a hunter. She's clearly not a fighter.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see what I have really quickly here. Okay, cool. I can do things with sword and I can do things with shield. Very specific, I know. It's momentum stuff. I just was double checking. All right. So yeah, I think he's going to just turn to probably which one seems weaker.
I think the second one is like a smaller? Wiry
Okay.
person.
Okay. He's going to try to go for that one first and just take it down. So he comes up with shield leading the way and he'll try to shield bash and go in for the sword strike. So
That's a clash.
yep, that's a clash. And I think I do iron. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you use edge if you're at a distance. A weak hit, okay. So, on a weak hit, you inflict your harm, but then you pay your price and your foe keeps initiative. So, mark on the Broken Crow. And then... Do you just take damage here? What do you think?
I mean, it's probably fair to say that it could have gotten in past his guard, or sets it up so that the other one has advantage because he's facing off 2 against 1 right now.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not fun.
sort of inclined to have it like pin your shield against your body, and we'll have it like give you a. Is a -1 a thing you can do in this game? But like a -1 on your next move.
I don't think it's a thing you can't do. It's not really a.
If Sean Tonkin
Sure.
wants to come in here and stop us, he can.
I'll take
We're
it.
gonna
It
do
works
it.
for me.
We're gonna do it. I think it's narratively interesting.
Okay.
So we see you like have this shield arm pinned against you as your back hits the cave.
Would we say effectively like it's kind of a grapple? So like the next thing I might do, I might have to try to face danger to get
Yeah.
the thing off of me.
Yeah.
Works for me. Yeah.
And I think either your options here are try and get this thing off of you, or face Tella, who is coming at you. While pinned. And that's your call.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a feeling Tella's coming whether I like it or not, so he's probably just going to have to deal with that.
Okay.
I think he'll try to angle his sword so that like if they try to come at him, they're going to have to go through the blade first.
Okay.
It's not an elegant attack, but you know what? It's either going to keep them at bay or they're going to impale themselves. One of the two.
All right. I think that's a clash then.
Sure. And I lost track of it in the list. There we go. Weak
A
hit.
weak hit. Okay. You're gonna deal some damage. I think this one is damage being dealt to you. I
Okay.
think it charges and you get a pretty solid gash across its shoulder as it like just throws the sword to the side with more strength than you'd expected. But it reaches its hand forward and just pushes your
Ooh.
head against
Sure.
the cave wall.
gets a little bit of a ringer.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And that'll be 2 damage, and you can endure harm.
Okay. This hurts, but it's all right.
Ooh, on a miss. Also suffer -1 momentum. If you're at 0 health, bad stuff happens, but you're not.
I mean, I think the logical thing is he literally just got his head jammed against a cave wall, and that probably he saw stars for a minute.
yeah, everything just went white. And like almost like TV static.
Yeah.
If you've never passed out before, it sucks.
It does. It's not fun. Yeah, so, he dissociated for a hot second there and probably almost lost his grip on his sword.
Yeah. Okay. And I think Fana's gonna make some weak attempt at shooting them with arrow, or was considering it, but now it's just like a mangle of them and you, and she doesn't know what to do. So
if he can kind of see her, I think he does shout over the din, "Just shoot."
All right, yeah. And I wanna cut briefly back over to Verlin and Not. So you helped the spirit go beyond. The storm is not letting up, and Not, you know that another one of those creatures is on its way. What do you do?
We should really be going. We need to get back.
Right.
Follow me. And she doesn't wait. She just is going to go around where the creature was, just walking into the storm, pretty much. She knows the way
better.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Berlin knows better than to question Not when this happens. It's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, so Not's just gonna dive headfirst into the storm, retracing her, going around, but basically trying to get back on the path just to avoid that creature. Yeah.
All right. So we see the two of you heading that way, and then you hear 2 of these bellows echo over the sound of the storm. One calling to the other.
Where's the one that's calling coming from?
I think
the direction we're headed or behind us?
I think you'll have to gather information to get.
Okay. I'll do that.
A read.
Yeah, for sure. A weak hit.
A weak hit. I think you can tell they're ahead of you, but it's impossible for you to tell how far away.
Yeah. And then on a weak hit, it says the information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger.
I think you hear those 2, like the first one and then the second, and then behind you hear a third.
Gotcha. I think she just picks up the pace.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, we're walking, it's fine, we're walking. She wants to get caught up because if she knows that these things are out here and, Berlin got so hurt fighting one, she wants to make sure that they find Ash and Fauna, stat.
Yeah.
So that they're all together when these things converge. She knows that it's coming. She just doesn't want them to be the 2 of them facing. She's useless in a fight. Useless. So, well, she's okay, but, whatever. So she wants to get she's just a bird. She's just one bird, she's a bird of prey, to be fair, but
it's fine. Go bird form and peck their eyes out.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll claw their little eyes out. Okay. Yeah, so I think that she picks up the pace even more, and Verlin, it seems like she doesn't even mind the calls. She doesn't even flinch. She's just like, nope, we're pretending this isn't happening. We're walking through the cell. Yeah.
we're walking, we're running.
And we're going, and we're going.
I don't know that not runs, but she definitely walks fast. Walking quickly.
I just imagine, like, you know those pigeons that don't want to fly away yet when you're approaching them? So they just
But they're like,
little, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of her right now.
Do you think this might be an opportunity for the two of you to face danger with speed, agility, or precision?
I would prefer to do it with deception, self, and trickery. To be honest with you, using the storm as a shroud, like I know that not for one is probably we're like caked in snow at this point. Like we've been in this blizzard for so long.
I guess my question would be, is your focus you want to get there as soon as possible, or is your focus avoid the one that's behind you, like avoid getting sandwiched?
I would prefer to avoid them seeing us, I think.
Okay.
First and foremost.
So then, not at least, we'll be rolling with Shadow. For Lynn, where's your priority at?
Really wants to get there fast, like.
Okay.
Weak hit.
Ooh.
Danger is somewhere in this character sheet.
It's adventure moves.
Yeah.
All right, friends, I'm ready to go down fighting.
No, that's not happening again. I won't let this happen again. 30 times. I'm gonna take not just straight up afraid. I think I'm gonna endure stress.
Oh, okay.
Is that a move? Do I need to actually like, roll to
Yeah, so you take one stress to your spirit, and then you'll roll the endure stress. It's under the suffer moves.
Yeah. Okay. Then roll spirit or heart, whichever is higher. My heart.
It's probably gonna be spirit, because it should be 4 because you only took one stress, right?
Wait. Yeah. Where do I mark stress?
At the top with your health, there's spirit.
Okay.
Stress does damage to your spirit.
Yeah, stress is harm, but for spirit.
Okay. Yeah. So my spirit is then higher for sure. Okay.
Cool. And I'm gonna use iron for mine because it's just aggressively going.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes. Suffer 1 momentum. I'd love to.
Ooh. Okay, that's a miss, or you could burn momentum for a weak hit.
That's okay.
This downward spiral, though.
Yep. And not mark a failure on your track. Also, nice challenge dice. Not.
Very nice. How does burning momentum work again?
So
you go back to your reset value of 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it changes. It cancels out. Yours would cancel out the 4, so you'd move from a miss to a weak hit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that then, because I'm doing that.
All right. So that becomes a weak hit, and you'll go down to 2 momentum. On a weak hit, you succeed, but face a troublesome cost. You can suffer -1 momentum, take 1 harm or stress, or suffer -1 supply for the group.
I'm gonna do endure stress as well.
Okay.
That feels appropriate.
This is stressful.
This is very stressful. Berlin now knows what these things are, and also knows that her friends are heading right to where the site of this bad shit happened, and she does not like that. So yeah, we're ensuring stress here.
I had a really fun vision re that cave too, so like.
Yeah, so it's just like crack.
We'll have a good vision.
Which I just went there to have a good time, and I feel so attacked right now.
So do I remove the spirit first, or do I roll?
Yeah, so you go down to 4 spirit, and then you
Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure. Spirit. Opportunity.
Yo. Okay. So you're obviously stressed. Although on endure stress, I think you get a choice, right? When you get a strong hit.
Well, on a strong hit, I can either shake it off, in which, if my spirit's greater than 0, I suffer -1 momentum exchange for +1 spirit, or I can embrace the darkness and take +1 momentum, which I'm going to do.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to 3.
Yeah.
I think what I'd like to do is give you +1 forward for this.
Okay.
Because like you're leaning into the stress, and you're letting it flow through you and over you, and
Adrenaline.
I think it's just sort of like locking into this moment of drive.
Yeah.
Does that sound like what's going on with Verlin?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think you're just sort of like, you're ready, right? You're prepared, and that's going to manifest as a +1 forward.
Hooray.
Okay. But I think also in narrative terms, I think Bastien like moves in sync with you, like sort of syncs up, gets on the same wavelength, whatever. And you can see like the snow in front of you melting just a little bit, to get out of your way as you're pushing forward.
Hell yeah.
Ash, you're pinned against a cave wall, seeing stars.
Sure am.
An arrow shatters off of the stone, not far enough away from you for you to be super comfortable. What do you do?
So she missed, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
I think in the split second of all of this, we just sort of see a. But he did tell her to shoot, so.
He did.
I have many questions about how competent these crows are, but that's neither here nor there.
Look, you give her a couple seconds to line up a shot on a deer, and I imagine she'd do great.
Probably. This is a little different. Yeah, so he's kind of pinned in place right now by the one, and Tella is
Yeah, I think its hand is like
wrestling.
still on your face.
Yeah. Well, I could bite her.
You could?
I don't know what this ostensibly would be. I don't know that this is necessarily clash so much as I'm like trying to get out of this risky situation.
I could see that as a face danger, maybe?
Yeah, like face danger or secure an advantage, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. So what are you
My
serious
thinking-
about
my
the biting
long-term
her
thinking-
thing?
Yes.
Then I think that would be like a secured advantage going into a face danger, right?
Yeah, because like what I kind of want to do is ultimately try and turn the tide of this mess. They have got me fully, they've got Ash fully on the back foot, but
Yeah.
he wants to try and at least get one of them on their guard so that he can deal with it.
Yeah.
But first, there is a hand on my face and I need to make that not happen, so he's just gonna bite her.
All right, yeah. Go for it. That sounds like aggressive action to me.
That sounds like aggressive action, yes. This is decidedly aggressive. Ugh.
Oh my god.
Well,
Fuck. You fail or your assumptions betray you. I think you do bite into her or into it, but it just like pulls your head back and pushes it against the wall again.
ow. All right. Cool.
We're gonna call that one harm, which will I think bring you down to 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. No. Yes.
I was at 2.
Oh, you were at 2. Okay,
Oh.
so it brings you down to 1. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah. It just bounces your head off the wall again.
Cool. So endure harm, here we go.
Yep.
Thank God my iron is 3. Not that it matters.
Session 2 curse. Why? Why?
Why did
I
you
came in
villain?
ready for this.
Oh,
I-
I'm not ready for this.
I mean, I
No.
know. What happens on a miss for endure harm? You suffer -1 momentum. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think because it's a complication. Fuck.
So this situation is like he is untenably outnumbered and these things are tough. That's just the reality, right?
Yeah.
And he just had his head bashed in a second time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think at this point his sword probably slipped out of his hands.
Yeah.
So that is further complicating matters. I
Yeah,
got
I
a
think
shield
that-
though.
I think that tracks. You like, your head hits the wall. We hear that thwack, and then shortly
And
after
there's a clatter. Yeah.
as the sword hits the ground, and that is where we're going to take our second and final break of the evening. We're going to step away for about 10 minutes, and when we return, we will see if there is any hope left for Ash. See you soon.
Fucker.
Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of From Dust Before It's Settled. Ash, you have lost hold of your sword. You're
Yep.
bleeding in
Yep.
places that you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Which, to be fair, is most places, but
yeah, there's a not warm trickle down the back of his neck from where his skull has been smashed into the rock of the cave a few times.
yeah. What do
It's
you
not
do?
awesome. Well, I think he still has his shield, so I think in the moment the the best he can do is to try and push that one off of him. So I think he's
Okay.
gonna try to angle the shield and like get the edge of it under their neck if he can, to just like
Mm-hmm.
cut him off and get them away from him. That's the only thing right now, so he can get away from the wall, get his sword, and at least get away from the wall.
Yeah, and I think we were saying that's a face danger.
Yeah, I think we'll say it's face danger. I'm not concerned as much with doing harm as I am with just getting out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's aggressive action, right?
Yes.
I'm going to
Forceful
aggressively
defense.
I am going to aggressively bash them with the edge of my shield in the neck if I can.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there we go.
Succeed but face a troublesome cost?
Choose one.
All of these are bad.
Yes. Yep.
Well, I mean, it doesn't I guess I'll take the momentum hit, and I think the narrative cost here is that he gets away, but I don't think he was able to grab his sword before he got out of range, so
Okay.
I'm still pretty disarmed right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they don't have me pinned, so that's better than nothing. I'll take it.
All right.
How's Fauna doing?
Fauna's shooting. As far as I know, there aren't rules for me to have an NPC interact with a fight on your side, which I guess
I
is
think
not uncommon. But
I think you can probably just, yeah, I don't know, just treat them however you wish.
yeah, but I think we can treat her help as bonuses to
That works.
your rolls for now, because you're no longer pinned. She's in a position to be able to like actually functionally help. I think we can give you, as long as narratively she's able to keep shooting at them without
Sure.
worrying about hitting you. I think we can give you a +1
Okay,
on stuff.
cool. Well, yeah, I think... I assume she dropped the torch near the entrance?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna actually not worry about the sword at the moment and just gun for the torch, and I'm gonna chuck it at him.
Okay. So you're gonna try and like push back to the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that's another face danger?
I think that's more like secure an advantage to try and gain some leverage.
yeah.
Because I want to go get that fire and like, it'll hurt them. It's not
Yeah.
pointy, but it will hurt them if I use it.
That makes sense. All right,
All right.
go for it.
I'm just gonna roll iron all the time forever and
Makes
fail.
sense. Oh my god! What the fuck? What? And it's a complication.
Well,
I think,
did something else catch fire?
yeah, that's a good one. I think, in the commotion, the firewood that had been sort of loosely gathered got spread, and the torch where it's been sitting catches the firewood, and now there's like fire across the entrance to the cave.
Awesome.
And I think, I think that's the price.
Great.
And so your options are stay where you're at and have your back to the wall, or like go for the torch anyway, but you're gonna have your back to fire instead.
Also, if it's near the entrance, does this mean I basically am just trapped in this cave now? Cool. All right. Well, that's fine. What are they doing?
They're not super stoked on it, and because the object of their attention is away from it anyway, they're just gonna go gunning for you now that they've regained their balance.
Okay. If they're coming at me, I'm gonna take the risk that I don't want to take and try to jump through the fire and see if they'll follow me.
Okay. All right.
Come and join me and see if you all burn.
I will say that Fauna is inside that line of fire. So you would be leaving Fauna within the cave.
Can I
if
take
you
her
wanted to
with
do
me?
that. You can certainly try. This feels like a face danger.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah. I think at this point it's a sort of not exactly a tactical retreat, more like a tactical temporary regroup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's going. He'll shout a warning in her general direction, and like if she doesn't also start running, he will just straight up grab her and go.
She'll probably throw a "What are you crazy?" back at you.
Just do it. And yeah, if she doesn't, congratulations, he will carry her like a football across the line of fire if I have to. Assuming I don't fail. All right, here we go.
No, you got this. You got this. You fucking got this. You got this.
Strong.
Hey! All right, and you take
Yes,
+1 momentum.
yeet her over the fire into the snow.
So I think we see you tackle Fauna like through the fire, the edges of her cloak catching as you go through, but being extinguished by the snow. And I think this is when Verlin and Not arrive. You both arrive, Not a little out of breath. Verlin just fucking like steely-eyed to see Ash carry Fauna through this line of fire at the mouth of the cave. It's all you can see in the snow. Like even the forest around you is just hidden by the blizzard. But you see this orange light at the mouth of the cave, and you hear the grunts and sort of guttural sounds of the creatures inside the cave.
Yeah, I think Not does the thing that we've just seen her do, where she basically just sprints up to Ash and immediately just starts looking, like circling him, looking all over for all of the different wounds, and gets really hyper focused on his head wound because that's probably the worst one.
It was definitely easy to see that. Like the minute he sat up from the snow, there's just this
blood
blotch of red where his head was at.
Yeah, I think if she can, she's gonna drag you, kind of, both the two of you, away from the cave.
Okay.
It's small, but
Fauna like gets up to her feet on her own pretty quickly, and scrambles backwards, just sort of blindly shooting arrows into the cave.
yeah.
So it's still in there. I don't have anything to fight with.
Well, I'll just go get it in a second. Just sit still. And she's gonna try and help
Sure.
staunch the bleeding, basically, to heal you up.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will do with the very best of myself.
Yeah. Upside is I don't think the blood is flowing that freely because there's nothing pumping it.
Yeah, that's true.
Verlin, what do you do?
Verlin probably gonna go up to Fauna, cause this is kind of like a need to tell her what the fuck's going on moment, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of pulling her away from the cave, because just assume that the cave is a danger zone right now, and I have been specifically asked to make sure that Fauna stays alive.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather we keep that. So kind of like pulling her away. Going, your hunting party, they've been transformed into something.
That can't be them.
Something
One
got
responded
to
to your name.
Someone must have survived.
Dylan, do I think that the cave is what caused them to transform based on my vision? So it was something in the cave?
You saw the mark carved into a tree.
Oh, in a tree. Yeah. Okay. Do I have a relevant idea of where that is in comparison to the cave?
I think if there weren't the blizzard,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But in things being as they are, either you'll have to wait out the blizzard and then it'll be easy for you to find, or you'll have to do some serious searching.
Okay. Yeah, I think that she's just going to focus on healing up Ash. So on a weak hit, I decided to take 1 hit to our supply. So our supply's at 2 now.
Okay.
And then
Jesus.
you can clear the wounded condition if you have it, and then you can take 2 health.
Sweet.
Nice.
I think she just is like packing snow onto your head.
You know, whatever works.
It's not like we have to worry about him freezing.
No. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, she's not. I think that's the fastest way she can think to help.
Put a little
but
ice on it, it'll be
Put some
fine.
ice on it. Yeah, I think she's also digging in her bag and finds this like fluff kind of stuff. I think it's like stuffing. It's like bear stuffing, right? Like cotton.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, without even asking, just like shoving it into your shirt and like anywhere that you've got like wounds to kind of just pack against your skin. And she's just kind of like, this will do for now. Like, I'm not concerned. You said your sword was in the cave?
He just sort of nods.
Okay. And she turns into a bird and she's gonna fly into the cave over the fire.
What? Be careful.
Okay. Oh boy.
How the hell are you gonna lift that?
With my bird feet? Excuse
That's a
you?
longsword.
No, her plan is to go in as a bird, grab it, and then run out of the person.
Yeah.
Fine. She's not gonna fight Dylan. I'm just like making that very clear. She's not gonna try and fight.
That's face danger. in
Yeah.
the extreme.
Yeah, it's definitely a face danger.
Sure. I'm using my trickery.
You're
My
being
bird
sneaky.
Face the most danger.
Yeah, well, because I'm a bird, I don't look like an automatic target. I would think to these things. They don't know. I don't know if they eat birds, but they don't. I'm definitely not a person with a sword, so
Sure.
stealthily trickery.
All right, roll it.
I will. I'm scared. Hold on.
You should be.
Strong hit.
Hey,
I'm
okay.
successful and I
You
take a whole momentum.
Swoop in past them. They're both like near the fire, trying to like they're taking false starts forward, but not really committing to it. And they're pretty focused on the fire. So you can swoop past them and land in the cave next to the sword.
I pick it up, and then I start to run towards them.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be fast as fuck.
And
I'm truly trying not to draw attention to myself, if at all possible.
I think that's probably around the time that they notice you. If you're just trying to sprint out, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that sound?"
Yeah, she's just like, "Excuse me, bye. Could you move? Thank you, goodbye."
If you would like to face danger with edge.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. Come on. My edge is bad though, Dylan.
I'm sorry.
Can't I charm
Run.
You're like, hey.
It's me. It's not popping up. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Cancel. Okay, hold on. So sorry, everybody. Yeah, I opened it like 100 times.
I've done that.
Summer's not nervous. Ooh. On a miss. On a miss for face
the prize?
danger. Yeah. I think you're trying to run out with this sword. And this is gonna be your call. Either they slam you backwards into the cave, or they send you into the fire itself.
I'll go in the fire. That's fine.
Okay.
Because that's closer to out, right? Like, once I get past them, they just throw me in the fire.
You're running past, and one of them grabs your leg and pulls it out from under you, and you go face first into the fire. You're gonna take 2 harm.
Yeah.
1 each for falling on the ground and then being consequently lit on fire. And your clothes are starting to catch. Those of you outside, you see this. You see Not reach the edge of the cave and like be jumping. She was like jumping out through the fire, and then she just stops and slams directly into the
Ash is gonna run in there and drag her straight out into the snow.
Do you want me to pay the price? Do you want me to roll that?
Yes. Or no, paying the price was you taking that damage.
Oh, is it not a roll?
You need
You
to.
don't have to.
You need to
you don't
endure
have to roll it,
harm.
no.
Is what you do.
Oh.
Because you took damage.
Okay. Then why does the table exist?
The table is there if you don't already know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
Like,
So
if you
pay the
watch-
price when you
Gotcha.
suffer the outcome of a move. Choose one. One of those is to roll the oracle. Is to roll a random thing. But the
It's
top
like if
one
you
is
don't have ideas, or there's
Yeah.
not an obvious outcome.
Okay.
the top one is make the most obvious negative outcome happen.
Sure.
Which is
Okay.
what we most
Fire.
do.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But you did take damage, so you'll roll endure
Yeah.
harm for that.
Okay.
Which is under suffer.
Okay. Plus health. Suffer health equal to your foe's rank.
So you took 2. And then you'll either roll plus health or
I
roll
need
plus...
to roll. Iron, whichever's higher.
Yeah.
My health is higher than my iron right now.
Yeah.
My iron fucking sucks.
Oh,
Miss.
fuck me. Okay. All right. On a miss.
So you just also suffer
You
one
also
moment.
suffer 1 moment.
Cool, because I
minus
just got
momentum.
that
Okay,
from
yeah.
my good job of my strong hit that I got. So I just go back down to what I was. Okay. That's fine.
And you were on fire. Cool.
Well, yeah, not for long.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about staying on fire.
I would like both Not and Verlin to enter the fray.
Okay. I am trying to disengage with them, though. I'm not going to try and fight them.
Well, you're in the fight now. That's not entirely up to you. You can leave later, but you're in it right now. And I think Not you're either facing off or ambushed. I feel like it might be ambushed because you weren't really expecting to be fighting. here, but I'll let you make that call.
Sure.
And for Lynn, either you're facing off or you're moving into position against an unaware foe because they don't know that you're there yet.
Yeah, I'm probably moving into position. And
Love all these
because of
minutes for me.
Jesus.
It's okay.
wow.
I'm doing great. I'm almost gonna fill my
I
second
mean,
failure tracker.
yeah. Ideally,
Yeah.
we'll be leaving this fight really fast because I'm gonna yank you out
Yeah.
of the fire.
Yeah. Out of
Yeah.
the frying pan into the fire.
Into the ouch.
or out of
Into
the fire into the
into the
snow is the
snow.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. On a miss for enter the fray, combat begins with you on the disadvantage. You'll pay the price, and your foe has initiative. I think one of them grabbed you and yanked you to the ground. I think the other picks up the torch and swings it down like a club, and is gonna hit you with the torch for another 2 harm.
Amazing.
Ow.
Weak hit.
Weak hit. Okay, on a weak hit, choose one. Bolster your position and take +2 momentum, or prepare to act and take initiative.
Uh,
It'd probably be really great if one of us had initiative.
yeah, I'll take initiative.
Okay.
Initiative.
Okay.
Can I pull Nod out of the fire now?
Yeah, can I
You
get pulled
can-
out
you
of the
can-
fire now?
You can grab onto Nod and try and.
I didn't let go of that fucking sword.
Yeah, I would like to
have
grab
it.
Nod, yank her out of the fire, chuck her into the snow, and grab my sword, please.
She just falls back with her arms open, just all the steam rising up around her as she's.
Do you think this is a face danger? Because you're like stepping into the fire to pull her out?
Yeah, that tracks. I don't think fire is good for me, especially.
No.
All right. Well, where did it go? Hold on. There we go.
I'm assuming this is with aggressive action.
Yes, that's basically how he does everything. So.
Okay.
Ha!
Hey, opportunity too.
Mhm.
Okay. I think you grab onto Knot and pull, and the one that was holding on to her leg, Tella, gets pulled into the fire
Oh, good.
as like you drag it into the fire and then like kick it in the face to get it to let go. So it's in the fire. I'm gonna let you mark 1 on
Do
the
some harm.
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Nod just goes, I got your sword.
You're absolutely mad. Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to say it like an insult.
Are you all right?
Singed.
He's verifying that that's all it is.
It's fire damage.
it's oof. And I think
he's okay.
as this is happening, the first one is like rolling, trying to beat out the fire on itself. But the second one is seeing people go through the fire, is just gonna charge through.
Come at me, bitch.
And Verlin, would you like to act here?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna ambush this. And hit it. Hopefully hit it.
All right. So it's a
do
strike.
it a stab.
I'm trying to remember what type of.
Strike is under
combat move is
combat.
it?
Yeah.
It's a strike for you.
Okay. Cool. Strike.
Strike
that's-
anytime you have initiative. It's clash anytime you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a
Oh
miss.
my god.
And that's
Melon
my
wants us
that's
to
my box
die.
fail there.
Fuck.
Mark your failure thingy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one box filled.
Oh my god. It's not y'all's day.
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh boy.
This is
Okay.
Got your
Probably-
campaign over.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably Berlin. Berlin's injured already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just the wound in your side. You move too quickly and pop a stitch.
Oof, yeah.
And it takes you to your knee. And I think the price here is that you can't get in close to hit this thing. And it's gonna bear down on Ash and not. Ash, what do you do?
Ow.
Hold on. Well, obviously he's going to take a position in front of Not to do a heck and protect because that's the whole damn reason he's here. So I think can I face danger using my shield as cover essentially? Like stay on the defense here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think either that or a clash would get the same benefit, but
I have a question, Dylan, actually.
I
What
probably
counts as
could
a
answer.
what counts as a battle?
This?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking I'm thinking about the combat move battle.
Oh,
Like-
the combat move battle is like a very quick skirmish type of
Okay.
Battle is for when
Cool.
you're doing like forces, like pitched forces
Okay, cool,
against each other.
Yeah, 'cause I know
if you
that-
wanted to
I know
like
that, like-
lead a warband against another warband or something, we'd use battle.
Yeah. Urban Shadows has like some terminology for battle too, and I just was wondering what it was for this particular system. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. So yeah, I think I will go ahead and just face danger for the moment, just to. Ooh, yes. Here's my plan. Facing danger because I want to turn the tide ultimately if I succeed here.
Okay. All right.
I am riskily standing my ground because I'm hella wounded.
I don't think you need a strong hit to turn the tide. I think you're allowed to just do it.
I guess.
Yeah, strong.
Hold on.
It's the thing is you can only turn the tide once in a battle. The thing that requires a strong hit is ending the fight.
Yeah. All right. So this facing danger then, for all intents and purposes, is me trying to also turn the tide. I'm like letting them enter into my space, and I will clock them hopefully later.
All right.
Oh, I have an idea for ending the fight too, which might be fun.
We got a long way to go.
Only if you want to win.
Yeah, we don't have many boxes checked. All right. Iron, probably.
Yeah, to turn the tide lets you take initiative and make a move. Move can be whatever is appropriate under the circumstances. Yeah, this would count. And you'll add +1.
All right, but I already missed.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Because you must suffer a dire outcome.
Great.
Okay.
Well, can I at least have protected Not?
Oh yeah, Not's fine. Not's fine. I'm not gonna rope Not into this. But I think what I would like you to do is roll the Oracle for Endure Harm.
Okay. Roll the Oracle for Endure Harm.
Yeah. Or for Pay the Price, rather. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm at 3 health or whatever right now. Thank you, Oracle.
Could you roll it again, please? That's been established.
It can't get worse. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Roll table.
Waste resources. Okay, yeah. So, you hit the ground, and I think there's a sound of splintering wood, and a crack runs down the center of your shield.
Fuck. Okay.
And the shield wastes away on your arm, as this thing beats down on it. Would you like to do something, Not?
Yeah, I would love to actually. I have a great idea. I'm gonna turn to a bird.
Okay.
And they came out of a cave, right?
Yeah.
There's a top of that, right? Like a top of a hill, like a mountain.
There's a hill.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna start an avalanche.
Okay, it's a mountain now.
Bury
That's
us too?
It doesn't have to be a mountain. I mean, like, it could be
You just
A
want to
large-
cover him in a pile of snow? Is that the
Yeah.
goal?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So are you securing an advantage?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so. That's what it feels like to me. I guess this would probably be with insight or observation. Like, just there's so much snow piled on top of this.
Yeah,
on
and
top
like
of
in the boughs of the
cavern.
trees too.
Yeah, exactly. So she's gonna fly up and
Not looks up and calculations across.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
just numbers.
I could
Um,
also see
don't mean
deception,
anything.
trickery. Trickery
Yeah.
could apply here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I think what she's gonna do is she's gonna fly up and then basically, as soon as she gets above the tree, she'll turn into like a person and grab onto the tree and fall,
Mhm.
and then turn back into a bird and like rinse, repeat, basically on all the
Yeah.
trees and on top of like pushing rocks and that kind of thing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and roll for that. That's fun. She just wants to cover them in snow so that her friends can get away. Like, they might get covered in snow too, but she's remembering where they are on the ground so she can dig if she needs to. Oh god, what a mess.
right.
Opportunity!
Hey! Yeah.
Yay!
I think you dunk some snow on
Yeah.
these creatures. The one that was on fire like stumbles out and joins the second one in piling onto Ash, and you just drop a load of snow on
Yeah.
both of them. It buries your legs, Ash, but you can scramble backwards out of it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
the two of them begin to like claw their way out as you dump another like tree
Yeah.
worth of snow on them. And I think the opportunity here is, yeah, if you want to run away, I'll let you.
Just me
No,
or everyone?
the party.
Yeah, let's run.
We probably should. I don't think
We
we're gonna
probably
win this
should.
Yeah,
fight.
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
Not basically flies down in her bird form and like claws at both of your hair, like pulling you kind of away, just to mention, like, to show you that she's fleeing. She's
Mhm.
created this moment.
Yeah, I think Ash will look to Verlin and just kind of like there's no words exchange. It's just to like nod, like let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Berlin's still by fauna too,
Mhm.
so like it's kind of like and we're hooking on, then going.
And the four of you will barrel off into the blizzard, away from shelter, but also away from danger. Fuck.
With our two supplies in the middle of a
With
blizzard.
your two
and
supply
very
in the middle
wounded,
of a blizzard.
I think we're still dead, fam.
But we're not dead at the hands of our enemies. We're dead at the hands of ourselves and nature.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at the make camp move.
Yeah.
Make camp doesn't do much.
Yeah. I want to resolve the danger of the situation before you make camp.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that.
Is there a way that I can lead us towards the tree?
That specific tree?
Yeah.
You could try and gather information
Yeah, for sure.
to try and find it.
Okay.
Because that's when you search an area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In terms of what we could do move-wise and whatnot to narratively get out of danger, probably secure an advantage is the closest thing.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking.
Because it's like preparing or gaining some kind of leverage. We're literally just trying to regroup.
Can
Yeah.
I think that because do we still have a torch at this moment? Do we still have fire?
No.
Mm-mm.
Great. Okay.
I'll
Never
go
mind.
left in the
I was gonna
cage.
try and. Well, I guess I have matches technically, but I'm trying to scry basically because scry helps me study a remote person or location.
Probably have more torches in our
I mean,
supply?
I know that she keeps matches for a fact because she does this constantly. She just lets it like
Yeah.
her finger. They just burn down into her fingers pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could I try and do that?
Sort of my thought is
Yeah.
that would make more sense after you can establish that you've gotten a quiet moment. Like if you can get to
Okay.
a place where you can rest,
Yeah.
then that would make sense. But I think in the moment of fleeing, especially in the midst of a blizzard, that would be hard to
Okay.
justify. Is that okay?
So yeah, that's totally fine. I get that.
Okay.
So what do you think we should do? Just gather information straight up?
If you want to find the tree, I would say that's probably a gather information. If we're trying to, actually, gather information would also work for finding a place to stay, right? Because it's helpful
Yeah.
and specific information.
Yeah. Just a place to wait out the storm, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could roll. Does anybody have a really high wits? Mine's 2. 1.
Mine's also 2.
Okay. Do you want to help?
Sure, yeah, I will help.
Okay.
And that probably just looks like probably encouraging Fauna to also help. Like this is like Fauna knows what she's doing. She's a hunter, and like needs to kind of like.
We hope she knows the area.
Yeah, we would think.
I'm curious. Is this a measured questioning of Fauna, or is this like grabbing Fauna and saying where can we go?
This is not. Berlin's not a I'm a threat to you kind of person.
Neither are any of us, really.
I mean, panic does things to people. That's why I'm
we're
asking.
We're just like petting her head and we're saying, you okay? Can you talk about this right now?
We'd
really love to know what's going on.
Let me just remind you all that Ash carried her over the fire.
Like, yes.
Yeah, Berlin also just dropped some major information on her and knows that suddenly threatening her is not the right move. So it's very much a, hey, I know things are stressful, but you need to focus and get us to somewhere safe.
Okay.
Or help us get us somewhere safe.
So you'll be securing an advantage, but not will take the benefit.
Yep.
What is Ash doing?
Probably trying to stay conscious at this point.
Fair enough.
I think he's keeping a weather eye on their back in case those things come for them. He's just as on the defensive as he can be.
Okay. I could see that as securing an advantage with observation. Because multiple people can help at once. Yeah. This game lets you do that.
Yeah. Observation.
Oh, I was like, where the fuck is it? There it is.
So, Dylan, do you want me to gather information, right?
They're getting you advantages first.
Okay.
Yo, great. That's strong hit though. Okay.
And I say this is using heart that I'm securing this advantage. Yeah, because I'm just talking to her. Just chatting. Strong hit.
Yo!
So what does that do for me? What do I get?
So you get to choose for each of these. Either make another move now and add +1, or if you do it with both, it'll be +2. You can pick individually. I don't care.
Sure.
Or you can take +2 momentum.
I'm gonna roll +2.
Okay.
Is that all I can do? Because if never mind. I don't think that works, but it's fine. Submit.
Were you gonna see if you could take her blood while you're at it?
I was gonna see if I could, because if you ask questions of a person with whom you share a bond, you also get to add 1. So I was gonna meta it to be like, can I get +4 here?
No.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that's why I said never mind, Dylan. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I tried my best.
No, that's still good. The information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. But you will find shelter.
Okay. Can I have an idea for what maybe complicates this? If I can pitch it. Just think it's not anywhere in the direction of the tree that I'm looking for. Which Not is definitely interested in finding. Like, maybe I even lose direction towards the tree, which complicates the quest incredibly. Like, we can find shelter just fine, no problem, but I'm not going to be able to find the tree easily.
Yeah, I think y'all get lost.
Yeah.
Like, you do find shelter, but you don't know where it is. I think there's an area where several trees have fallen down. Next to a small ravine that's like dried out or frozen over, and that like the fallen trees give shelter from above, and you can sort of slide down into this ravine, safe for now from the storm and the things that lurk within it. And you take +1 momentum.
Yeah, I did.
Cool. All right. and you have a moment. Would somebody like to make camp? One person rolls make camp, and then everybody gets to pick. Assuming you get a strong hit, everybody gets to pick what they get. But
it's a roll plus supply, so
yeah,
anyone can do it.
Yeah, so I think y'all like get down into this ravine, and there's a moment as you're catching your breath, and taking stock of like your body is and seeing like how hurt are you, and it comes to the point where somebody realizes, okay, this is where we're gonna be, this is where we need to make camp. What supplies do we have on hand? And the answer is not much.
Yeah, I think one of you should, because I'm busy lighting a match.
Yeah, Berlin can.
Hey, I just want to apologize to everyone now for what happens when I use this move.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Because my options are not good.
Strong hit.
Okay, that's great. We'll resolve that in a second. What was that, Summer? Could you roll this move that you're about to roll?
When I look into the flames to study a remote person or location, I can roll plus shadow. You or someone with you must have knowledge of the target. On a strong hit, I can gather information through observation using shadow or wits. So my target is the tree.
Okay. Yep.
Gather more information about that. So I roll plus shadow, and then if I do a hit, then I get to do another thing.
Yes.
Weak hit. We don't like it. We don't like it, friends. Just letting you know. So now I'm gonna go ahead and gather information using observation with shadow. But I'm also gonna die. So hold on. Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the gather information with shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yep. We'll get to that in a second. I feel like I'm saying we'll get to that in a second a lot.
I am gonna endure harm and mark 2 harm and drop down to 0.
Okay.
So that happens as well, because the flames are hungry and I have to sacrifice something, and it's either harm, stress, or our remaining 2 supply. So I'm gonna die.
How's your spirit, though?
My spirit, it's okay. It's a 4.
Why don't you just get stressed?
Because I think it's more fun to die.
Okay.
That's fine. So it burns down. I think you've lit this match, and like Verlin is setting up camp, getting like an actual campfire going, and pulling out food, all that stuff, and then sort of in the corner we see Not staring at this match as it burns down to the tips of your fingers and then doesn't go out. And it burns and like part of you like wisps toward it, like your spirit pulls toward it, because it's not just burning the tips of your fingers, and that's 2 harm, right? And so you're gonna take 2 damage, which puts you at 0, right? And then you need to endure harm.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Health or iron, whichever is higher.
It's iron, because health is at 0.
Yeah.
Don't miss this one.
What?
Fuck! What?
Roll the oracle.
Okay.
Oh, God.
You are unconscious and out of action if left alone. You come back to your senses in an hour or 2. If you are vulnerable to a foe, not inclined to mercy, you will die. What y'all see is, out of the corner of your eye, you see Not staring at a match, which obviously she's done before. And then there's a flash fire as it like suddenly turns into this huge conflagration and not hits the ground.
Oh, yikes.
Not. You see yourself fall to the ground. And you see the immediate reaction of your party as if you were looking down from above. And then
She's in spectating mode, is what you're saying.
Yep.
I think the first thing that she says is like, it probably doesn't come out of her mouth. It just kind of resounds around her. She says, "I'm really a bird."
And then out in the distance, you begin hearing whispers of various spirits out and about, and specifically you hear several voices distorted, whereas before you were hearing like the elk calls through human vocal cords. You hear human voices as if spoken through the massive vocal tract of an elk, just chanting, "What am I? Where are they? I am broken. I will break them too. I will break you. I will make you like me." And that is where we are going to end episode 2 of From Dust Before It
We
Settled.
broke the episode 2 curse, so
We did
Yeah.
not.
no one actually died. No one
I mean,
actually
no one
died.
actually
not death.
died.
So
It's
what's
not death.
happened here is that Knott's spirit is disconnected from her body. So
Yeah,
she's
but
not
we've made
dead.
we've made camp,
But-
and there
Yeah,
are
we'll be
options
fine
to
in
get
an
her
hour or
back
two.
in there.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, don't
yeah.
forget we made camp, so we each choose 2 out of that because it was a strong hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
for
you'll
sure.
you'll choose to, but the issue of not being disconnected from her body is the 2 compounded complications. That's not going to be a thing that you solve just by making camp.
Yeah, for sure. It's fine.
But we'll find out how that goes next week, because we're doing 2 weekends in a row in order to get back on our schedule. Oh fuck! I'm so stressed. I am so stressed out. Let's do outros, starting with our good ghost girl, Summer.
Yeah, this was so fucking fun. Holy shit. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. You can find where I do most things there. I just tweet and retweet everything that I've got going on. Obviously, you can find me here next Saturday. You can also find me here on Monday in 2 days. We're playing Broken Age. We're really playing Broken Age right now, which is problematic but fun.
That's a good description.
Yeah, super good time. And you can find me various times on off_the_table here on Twitch as well, playing a bunch of different games. And every Saturday on Salty Sweet Games, every Saturday morning, playing some Pulp Cthulhu, where I die a lot there
You do.
as well. So it's fine. I'm just unconscious this time, waiting for a snake to literally swallow me whole. It's fine. No biggie.
She has to
Great.
survive me shooting her first.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot her right. You're gonna freaking take out an old woman. It's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. It's an old woman wearing an old woman's suit. It's a snake. It's
Great.
fine.
Love that for you. Love that. Segueing somehow into Kiana. You're both on the same show. There's the segue. I pretend I made it smooth. Kiana,
That's
tell
okay.
the people about yourself.
Yeah, this was fun. Didn't die, which I was
Yeah.
concerned about last episode, so I'm happy about that, to not be dead. But yeah, y'all can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Most of the internet, just as well playing things, streaming, writing, shout to the void. But I am one half of Salty Sweet Games. We do TTRPG stuff and video game stuff over there. So you can go and hang out with me. It includes that Pulp Cthulhu series that someone was talking about, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And then here for From Dust. And try not to die again or get close to the brink of death again. It's fine. We'll just take the spirit and just shove it back in the body. It's fine.
It's worked before. So
Yeah,
far.
just
Before.
picture not above you, just looking down at you, Verlin, going,
Hold on. Can you do that again? You were off camera.
me?
Yeah.
Going like,
just wait.
Yeah, there we go.
And
There
just
we go.
just be like, oh god damn it, like come here. Let me shove you back there.
just punch it back into the body.
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
And last but not least, the tank that our party needed, Jess.
Didn't do a whole lot of tanking, but you know.
I think
Well,
conversely,
my
you did a
rolls
lot of
tanked
tanking.
My rolls sure tanked.
Oh.
But that's nothing new. Hi, I'm Jez. You can usually I would say you can find me on Twitter, but I don't do much on Twitter anymore of note, but I am there. Mostly you can find me here on Twitch anywhere from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific time. Most nights it's Dragon Age. Tonight it's Code Realize. Sunday night it's a different visual novel. I read and do voice acty things in these, and it's fun. And it's sad, and we get to watch people die a lot sometimes. Because I don't play happy VNs either.
Do those exist? Is that legal?
Oh yes, they definitely exist. I just don't play them.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Great. Love that for us.
I have a brand to maintain, all right?
That's fair. As do I, in the form of body horror and accidentally killing my players sometimes. Hello.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Hello. Here, I'm Dylan, aka RSS, on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and itch.io. You can find me doing lots of nerdy shit. I come back here on Monday at 6 p.m. for more Really Playing Games. And Wednesday I do video games. Love dying on my streams. No! Oh, it's an accident, I swear. I don't know, sometimes my dice luck and your dice luck are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and it just gets to bad places.
Beautiful. I love it.
Oh, God. Wednesdays, I do video games. I don't know what video game I'm going to do next. I kind of had an idea this Wednesday, and then the world outside my window was literally orange, and I just wasn't up for streaming. So we'll see what I play on Wednesday. Obviously, more of this a week from today, also at 6 p.m. Pacific. You can, if you would like to support stuff like this happening, the best way for you to do that is to pledge to the Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can help pay my bills and reduce my stress load by a pretty significant amount, let me tell you. And yeah, the other things I want to say are some thank yous for things that happened during the stream, because I typically don't acknowledge them during the stream while we're role-playing, but I like to say thank you at the end. Thank you, of course, to everybody for the hosts. Thank you to Orion for the big-ass raid toward the beginning of the stream. And thank you, Summer, oh my goodness, for the 19-month Tier 2 resub. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Anything else I have to announce is too far away for it to be meaningful. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed watching me pull my hair out and watching these three struggle to survive. But most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.